Being comfortable really is at the core of how I work out. If I'm not comfortable, I don't want to do it. There are certain things that people do at the gym that I'm like, that's just not for me. And heavy cardio, for me at least, it's about making exercise suck less so that you can push harder. So let's face it, exercise is hard. I have to force myself to go to the gym every single time. I'm making excuses in my head, like, my shoulder still hurts, or my tummy hurts. But I force myself to go, but I know that it's time consuming. I know that it's exhausting. But there's never been a time when I get back from the gym that I'm like, boy, I wish I hadn't gone. I'm always glad that I did. So, but it is hard. But so if I can use any little tips and tricks to make it suck a little less, I'm going to take advantage of those. Mike Tyson has a great quote. He said, "Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but nonetheless doing it like you love it." If you approach something that you don't like as if you love it, you're eventually going to start to like it. I never in a million years expected to be a gym rat, but here I am making videos about fitness to throw up on YouTube. Like, who knew? Who thought? I don't necessarily like working out every single day, but I approach it as if I do love it, and now I really do. If you're uncomfortable, though, you're going to want to stop. You're going to be thinking about everything else. You're thinking about what's for dinner, what's on Netflix, the new episode of Dexter. Like, you're thinking about everything except for the things that really matter. Like your form, technique, breathing, and pushing through to that last rep. If your form suffers, you're going to risk an injury. And if you get injured, well, guess what? You're going to be uncomfortable. If your breathing isn't right, you risk having a cramp. And guess what? You're going to be uncomfortable. And if you aren't focusing on the exercise and pushing through to get that last possible rep, you're robbing yourself of gains and getting through and pushing through over that plateau. So if you're distracted and you're not focusing on those things, you need to be able to get all other distractions out of your mind so that you're only focusing on that. I literally clear my mind to the point that when I'm rowing, I'm praying and meditating. My mind is literally that clear because I'm not thinking about pain. I'm not thinking about how much I'm sweating or how hot I am. I've taken care of all those things and handled them, so I'm able to clear my mind that much. I mean, exercise should be challenging, but it shouldn't be miserable. I never understood things like hot boxing, for example, which is where you put on sweats and a windbreaker and you make yourself sweat. Which, okay, there is science behind it. It's basically cheating cardio. You're trying to get your heart rate up by making yourself hot, so you don't have to exercise as hard to get your heart rate up. Which I feel like that's cheating yourself because you're not exercising as hard to get your heart rate up. But I want to exercise my entire body. I want to work hard to get my heart rate up. I don't want to work so hard that it's miserable, but I also don't want to be sweating buckets. So it just never made sense to me. This one's going to get a lot of hate. So, you know what? Critics, feel free. Rant at me all you want. Hit. I There's so much science behind it for how good it is for you, but I don't like it. I just don't. I hate it. It's horrible. It sucks. Hit, for those who aren't familiar, it's where you do between 20 seconds and a minute of something super, super high intensity, and then you take a break for 30 seconds to a minute, or maybe it's 20 seconds to 2 minutes. Anyway, it's short bursts, high intensity, and you do that for about 20 minutes at a time. I don't enjoy doing that. I enjoy doing exercises that can be comfortably done for about 10 minutes at a time and doing those at a high cardio intensity. Yes, there's great research behind HIIT, but there's great research behind cardio too, which that also goes into CrossFit. Again, I'm going to get a lot of hate from this crowd. I don't understand why I should pay $100 a month to work out in a building with no AC, flipping tractor tires while somebody yells at me. That just, I'm sorry. More power to you. God bless you. You guys are awesome, and mad respect for everybody who does CrossFit. It's just not for me. It doesn't look fun to me. It looks horribly miserable. It looks like a really great way for me to hurt my shoulders, and I just don't want to do it. So, but I'd like to have similar results. So that's how I've adapted my style of working out to get results that comparable to something that you get with CrossFit. I mean, working out already sucks, so you should be able to be as comfortable as possible so you can push as hard as possible for as long as possible. And keeping your heart rate in that cardio zone, that's really key. So a couple tips, and I'm going to go into some of these in their own video for some product recommendations and just some things to look for. First, a good pair of shoes. And this is obvious. Everybody knows this. If your feet hurt, anybody in the military can tell you if your feet hurt, there's a problem. If you're getting blisters because you have a bad pair of shoes, go get a new pair of shoes. A fan. Lots of gyms have blower fans just sitting around the walls. My gym certainly does. Grab one, put it next to you. If your gym doesn't have them, I've got a product recommendation for a battery-powered fan. It even charges your phone for you. That'll be in a separate video. But yeah, having a fan, fantastic. Sweatboxing, I don't get it. Wet your hair. I mean, I'll go into the locker room and just run the shower over my head. I've seen some guys with a wet towel and throw that over their neck just to cool yourself down a little extra so that you can push a little harder, a little extra, feel a little more comfortable. Synthetic clothes. I can't emphasize enough how I probably hit my microphone, sorry. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to have synthetic clothes. I used to work out with all cotton, and it just holds moisture, holds heat. And now synthetic from my shirt down to my socks. Fantastic. This is something simple, a seat cushion. I'll just grab a yoga mat and fold it in four parts, sit on that. It makes a world of difference if you're doing rowing or you're sitting on the recumbent bike. If you have product recommendations for a good seat cushion that's great at the gym, I've looked high and low and I haven't found one. Leave a comment below. BFR straps. That's going to be a full-length video on its own, but it's a great way to lift lighter but have the results as if you're lifting heavier. And it's really a core component of this whole heavy cardio workout philosophy, if you will. And lastly, and probably most importantly, is having proper form and technique. Like I said before, if you're distracted and you're uncomfortable, your form and your technique are going to suffer. If your form and technique suffer, you're going to become uncomfortable because you run the risk of injury, and they feed on each other and they just spiral. So for each one of the exercises that I go through, I'm going to spend a good amount of time on form and technique because it's super critical to just having a solid workout and not risking injury and just being comfortable the whole time. So what comments do you have? You know, what do you use to stay comfortable at the gym? There's certain things that you do, there's certain products that you really like. Do you have suggestions, things you'd like to see? Leave a comment below. Thanks.